y'all, it's Nikki and welcome back. Today we are doing a first impressions and review on the Maybelline SuperStay Full Coverage Foundation. I've seen this foundation a little bit on social media. The website says, be your own professional makeup artist with Maybelline's Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. Saturated color pigments provide an ultra-transforming effect in this long-lasting foundation. Lightweight yet high compact coverage formula glides onto the skin for a flawless makeup finish that lasts all day. Oil-free, doesn't clog pores, and dermatologist tested. Sounds pretty promising. Normal retail is $11.99 US. I swooped it up whenever it was on sale at Ulta, and I figured why not give it a wear test today. And today is a busy day for me. I've got all of my weekly errands, I've got house chores, I need to go to the gym, which is why I'm dressed so cute today. I've got a full day, I need to run around town, so I figured why not put this little sucker to the test. Before we get started, I do want to remind y'all I am on most social media platforms. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, everything is Nikkikkins. Check out the description box below for spellings and direct links. And without further ado, let's get beat. I do apologize for the messy bun. My hairdryer started smoking the other night and I didn't want to catch another one on fire. So she was laid to rest early yesterday morning. She served me well for many years, and she will be missed. The new one's in the mail. It will hopefully be here sometime in the next week. My next set of videos will look a little more put together than this, but for now, it is what it is. Alrighty, let's go ahead and prime the face. My go-to primer is the NYX Hydra Touch Primer. This is the most moisturizing primer I have ever come across. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and it's just so hydrating, and it smells like a spa. I just love it so much. And it dries down kind of tacky too, which helps the foundation to stick to your skin. I used to use the Smashbox primer, but it's just not worth the price compared to the NYX one. My go-to way to apply foundation is with a beauty blender. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Beauty Blender. I love it because the flat base, which is really dirty, is really good for foundation, and then the pointed end I can really get into the eye areas. I'm going to go ahead and dampen this and be right back. Alrighty, she is squishy and ready to go. I picked up the Maybelline SuperStay foundation in the lightest color, which is 102 Fair Porcelain. I have such a hard time with drugstore foundations when it comes to color matching because I'm about as pasty as a ghost with jaundice, so color matching isn't fun. I used to put foundation directly on the back of my hand and then dip my beauty blender in it and apply, but the skin would absorb a little bit of the product. So now I grab my color switch that I use for my eyeshadow brushes and I just put it on the top of, oh my god, I thought I shook that up. Of course there's dog hair all over this. I'm just gonna dip that right in and see if we're a color match. Oh my goodness. I thought I was pasty. I was wrong. Holy frijoles, Batman. Look at it! I mean, it's applying beautifully and blending very easily, but golly! Let's go ahead and bring that down the neck. Cover up the ear a little bit to help it blend. The coverage is definitely there. It's pretty much canceling out most of my freckles. Oh, but you can see those lovely mountains that are growing on my chin. Gotta love stress acne. And we're just gonna dab, 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 and blend, blend, blend. Let's go ahead and cancel out what little color I had left. Oh man. I cannot describe how rare it is for me to find foundation that is actually pale enough for me. Granted, I have gotten a little bit of sun because it's the start of summer, but dang. And just blend it all the way down. Hopefully that'll help. Can't decide if I look more like Casper or Morticia. Definitely pretty close to full coverage. Having a little trouble with my nose though. Let's go ahead and put some concealer on. I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. It is one of the few concealers that doesn't crease. Oh. One thing I love about makeup, you always make funny faces whenever you do it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hustle and set my under eye area because if I don't do that, it will instantly crease. To set my under eye, I am taking the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm just going to dip into the lightest shade here with a multi-purpose brush from A Rose Beauty. Tap off the excess and then just quickly set my under eye to avoid any creasing. I'm going to set the face with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the color Fair. I'm grabbing my Morphe E52 brush. Tap that in. I usually take the lid and kind of swirl in the excess, that way it's not too much. And we're just going to lightly set the face. I try not to use a lot of finishing powder because my skin is so dry. If I do that and add too much powder, it tends to dry out my skin and make it look very cakey very quickly. Hopefully I didn't just ruin everything. Get the forehead. Let's breathe some life back into this face. My go-to bronzer is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. But it smells like summer vacation and I love it. I'm just going around the perimeter of my face. Get underneath the chin a little bit. Next up, contour. I'm just going in with the Kat Von D Shade Light palette again in the lightest color. Cheekbones, where are you? Now I do want to say, when it comes to freckles, you want to be careful with your color selection on your contour, because if it's a very orange base, it will come out looking muddy, because typically freckles are more of a deep taupey brown, and if you put a orange based brown on top of it, it just looks like a mess. So that's why I like the Kat Von D palette so much. It doesn't really interfere with my underlying freckle tone. Next up, blush. This is my BH Cosmetics Nude Blush 10 color blush palette. I got this for Christmas and I am in love with it. It is so pigmented, so be careful and use a light hand. Typically just kind of dip into all 4 of these. We're just going to lightly dab on the apples of the cheeks and then kind of bring it up into the cheekbone that we just created. Getting rid of that living dead look I had going on there. Love this blush, and it's so cheap. So far I am okay with the finish of the foundation. It is more matte than it is dewy. But with summer around the corner, my dewy foundations are starting to slide around and get really greasy really fast, so this might be just what I need. Alright, honey bunny, and on to highlight. We are using the Tarte Skin Twinkle Volume 2. I love this so much. It's really easy to travel with. And I start off with Spotlight right here. I use this as my base highlighter, and then the brighter the highlight color is, I make it smaller and smaller and smaller on the top point of my cheekbone to really make it pop. Next I'm going to go in with the Daylight here, and then just kind of keep that more centered. And then the piece de resistance, I'm going in with Skylight, which is the brightest one, and I'm putting it right at the top here. Then whatever's left over I'm just going to put on the tip of my nose and the Cupid's bow. Since I'm out of my Milani setting spray, I'm using my Project Beauty Spray.Set.Go that I got in a previous BoxyCharm. And that should be it. Got crusty butthole foundation lips. Let's fix that. And now we are finished with today's look. I know it's a bit much just for doing errands around town, but I wanted to give this a full day of wear. So I'm gonna go do my thing and I'll check back in with you in a few hours. Alright y'all, we are approaching hour number 9 of our wear test. It has been a day. And I have to admit, I put the foundation through the ringer a little more than I wanted to. On top of all of my errands today and all my chores, went to the gym. And on top of all that running around, it was hotter than Satan's ball sack today in Louisiana. But through all of that sweat, I have to admit I am pretty impressed with this foundation. Whenever I first applied it, I was kind of concerned because it dried down so matte. But throughout the day, it kind of warmed up to my skin and it came off a little more, I would say satin, not quite dewy, but it wasn't a flat matte. It covered up a fair amount of my freckles. And for $11.99, I think the price point is just fan-flippantastic. But honestly, for $11.99, it ain't bad. Well, I have to say, the Maybelline SuperStay Full Coverage Foundation is a win. It has held up very well during a 9-hour day here in hot Louisiana, and I can't wait to try it again. That's it for today's video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Before you leave, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and follow me on all my social media. And again, let me know in the comment section what you want to see next, because I want to review products and do tutorials that you guys want to see. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye! Chop. Maybelline Fit Me Loose Fishing Powder. I was hoping it would. Ooh, cold coffee. That wasn't recording. Oh, my foot itches. Look at Mount Everest just trying to take form. Good God. Next time I try out Ooh, honey, my hair dryer needs to get here in a hurry. Look at that belly. Ah! Hello, kitty. Does anyone else ever talk to their cats? But I mean, like, meow to their cats? Like you're trying to talk to them in their language? Say bye, Evie.